Hello everyone and welcome to another classic guitar video. Tonight's guitar is a Ibanez Ergodyne EDB 600 4-string bass. It's the bass that I got in part trade back for my Gibson Les Paul Studio last week. I traded him back the Les Paul and I gave him a Fender American Strat that was in perfect original condition. Real nice guitar, and there was about a $250 differentiation. So he gave me this bass, and he did a food run for me from Wiener Schnitzel for $50. So I will clean this bass up and do my thing to it, and put it back up for sale for about $230, $220. The horn was broke on it, so I re-glued it. So it's been gluing for over a week now, so it's definitely dry. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
I keep forgetting, but
tonight's show is sponsored by Guitar Center of Glendora. Check them out; they're really good people. And
boom! Now here's the bass. So yeah, here's the bass. It's Ibanez Ergodyne. That's E-R-G-O-D-Y-N-E, Ergodyne bass, 4-string, model number EDB 600. And the bass is not made of wood. It is made of a material called luthite. I'll show you the logo on the bottom of the guitar, so that way you can see it. So there it is. Not wood, it's luthite. It's a composite material. Fairly lightweight and fairly strong, despite the break off on the horn from here to here completely broke off. I think somebody knocked the bass and boom, kind of like that, and it broke the horn off. But I glued it back, and it's all good. So I'm going to clean this up, and we'll get this going. And I believe this has active electronics in it. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves. It's been a long time since I worked on an Ergodyne, but we will have a look and find out. We'll plug this in. Had a real good day today. I sold a guitar and an amplifier. I sold that Logan. That Logan is gone. Well, I didn't sell it. I traded it for a brand new 2018 Gibson Thunderbird guitar with case that I will get about $1,400 for. It's a nice piece. Virtually new. The guy got it, strummed on it once. He couldn't deal with the shape, because if you're familiar with the Thunderbird shape, it's kind of offset Z, and it's kind of perplexing for some people to hold and use. So he liked the Logan when he came and looked at it the other day, and so I traded him. No big deal. Also sold that Fender Stage 100 guitar amplifier head with the DT412 cabinet, half stack. I sold that today for $300. So had a good day today. So let's plug this in, see if it's. I'm getting no sound, which is probably the battery if this is active electronics. So I'm going to have to unplug it and put a battery in it. First check and see if it has a battery in it. And if so, put a battery in it, and then retest it and make sure all the electronics are good. And then we'll proceed. we will proceed after that. So yeah, we had a good day today. Really cold today. Only got up to about 50 degrees, which is uncharacteristic for here. I can't think of the last 50-degree day. Yeah. Okay, yep, it's active electronics, so we're going to need to take the battery out and put a new one in it. Remember how I showed you how to test a battery? Stick your tongue out and put it on your tongue, and it is stone cold dead. So I'm going to have to put a new battery in it, which is my last 9-volt. But oh well. You can't play it if you don't have a battery in it. So there is that. Okay, so we'll plug this puppy back in and it should play. Yeah, okay. Let's see what it does now. See, there we go. Okay. Well, she works. Now that we got a new battery in it. I'll take pictures of it with the new battery in it, so I can add that to the picture. When I go to advertise it, I can say, look, here's the new battery. Okay. Alright, very good. We'll tighten up the neck while we're here. I left it loose when I did the re-gluing, so I think it'll be okay now to tighten it up. And I'm not going to over tighten it because for obvious reasons. It's missing a button, missing a strap button. I'm an hour late starting. Sorry guys, I didn't, I was like, I wasn't going to stream tonight because I felt bad today too because of my back. And I got a wild hair and I thought, yeah, I'll just stream. Forget it. was like, yeah, what the heck, not a big deal. We're just tightening up the tuners as we always do. No big deal.
It's heresy to even consider the possibility that a prion replication could be inhibited by quantum resonance effects. Aren't you going to take a minute? Good idea. According to the so-called experts, it's all a matter of amino acid resequencing and disulfide shuttling. Quantum dynamics has nothing to do with it. But how can that?
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
One time. We get this. This is very good. A few months ago.
If I don't find a way to get out of doing this article, my first writing assignment is going to be my last. Maybe if I write to the journal.
Okay.
Dear editors, thank you for the confidence you expressed in me by accepting my proposed profile of Dr. Bashir. Unfortunately, do you follow?
Okay, we'll go ahead and loosen the strings.
Protein anomalies. They indicate stories about anomalies. People want stories about things they can relate to. Life and death, art and evil. An outbreak of Cartalian fever would be just the thing. The brave doctor battles the deadly virus. Listen to me. I'm actually rooting for a clinic.
Quantum scanning each and every peptide bond.
It's a pretty decent bass other than that. It's definitely not perfect because of the neck, or the horn crack on it, which is a real crying shame. I'm distraught about it. It's okay. I mean, it's a big deal, but not that big of a deal, I guess, when it's all said and done. I'll live with it. Okay. I'm definitely going to have to lube the nut. The nut's really tight. I might even have to groove it. And make it groovy. Make it groovy. Okay, we'll take the truss rod cover off, which interestingly enough still has the factory protective plastic on it, which I think I'll probably just peel off because the guitar is not in any way, shape, or form new. So I will peel that off when I go to put it back on. I will leave it on for now, in case this ends up to be a 2-day project for whatever reason. I don't think it will. I don't want it to, because it is a bass that I am not going to make a lot of money on at all in any way, shape, or form. This is a bass I'm going to break even on because, you know, I gave the guy $220 credit on it, so, and I'm going to sell it for about $220, maybe $230. If I can squeeze $230 out of it, I'll do that, but probably that's not going to happen. Just is what it is, and that's what it is, but yeah. It was kind of sad to see my Fender Stage 100 half stack go today. You know, and it sold in a record 2 days. That's pretty darn good. Had that half stack for, God, probably 10 or 12 years, I think. Yeah, I'm probably going to regret selling it, but you can't keep everything, you know. You just move on, and unless it's something super rare or super wonderful or super neat, which it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't rare, or I can conceivably replace it and get another one at some point. Maybe one that's even in better condition. Because this one was almost mint condition. If I can at some point find a full stack one that's mint, I would probably much rather have that, realistically, I guess. Tuners are nice and tight again. Let's take these knobs off. They have set screws in them, so I'm going to have to get my my mohickey out. My doohickey mohickey. Oh, I also sold a Epiphone Les Paul, a limited edition custom shop yesterday. I think I mentioned that in my other videos, but if I didn't, I sold one of those yesterday for $500. Kind of rare. It was lemon burst flame maple in mahogany. Kind of a neat piece. Oop, wrong size. Thought it would be the wrong size. Okay, so we'll take these off, and we'll take them off in an order, so that way we know what knob goes where. I always do that anyway. And these knobs, including this one, have half step in them, which means you go halfway and you'll feel a little divot. That'll let you know it's the adjustment is halfway. I kind of like it when they do that, especially on guitars that have active electronics on it, such as this one. It kind of lets you know. None of them are coil tap, which is a shame. But it's nice to have that little half step, if you will. This bass is pretty damn dirty. I think it was just like leaning up on a wall in his garage or something, since he broke the horn off of it. So it's like, okay, well, whatever. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so we'll check. Tighten these jam nuts on the pots up. It's also nice to have the knobs off, because then you can use the box end of your wrench, and you will be far less likely to accidentally strip anything. So that's a plus. Okay, those are tight. Tighten the nut, jam nut for the jack up there, and then we'll take the bridge off, the bridge over troubled waters, so we can clean it. Okay, why is this not? Oh, duh. Okay, I got 3 more to take off here. I think we'll be able to get this base done tonight, short of anything catastrophic happening. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good today. I had a couple of episodes with my back that really almost put me to the floor. And as long as an episode doesn't come on tonight, at least while I'm streaming, then I can finish this base and have it back up for sale by Wednesday. Ibanez AccuCast B20 is the model of this fine bridge. And taking the bridge off makes it easier for me to clean. I can check the ground, make sure the ground is okay. So that helps. I think I'm going to unscrew the pickups and clean them and check the foam underneath. And because I think the foam is probably spent, and it has foam on the back instead of springs. Yeah, instead of springs for the adjustment, height adjustment, so that, you know, the spongy materials were spongy, so it'll go up and down when you adjust it. But over years, it dries out and goes from being sponge to styrofoam, if you will. And then you touch it, and it's all crackly and all, you know. Yeah, see, it's all hard now. See? Yep. See, it's even coming off of my finger. I just barely touch it like that. Now I can do one of two things. I can leave it and just leave it, or I could scrape it off and put new foam on there. Since I'm not going to be making a whole lot of money on this, and this is not a high-end base, I think I'm just going to leave it. You know, if this were an expensive base, I'd be scraping that foam off and replacing it. But I am not going to do that, because I'm not going to get boatloads of money for this base. Like I said, I'm going to get $220, $230, and that's a maybe because of the crack. if somebody offers me 180 on it, I might take it even. Although it's kind of a double-edged sword because these basses are now kind of rare because they stopped making them in 2005, so you just can't get them anymore. You just can't get them anymore. So yeah, it's all messed up now. Which is a shame. Yeah, well, I'll clean these pickups off because they're all dusty on the sides here. So I'll just clean those up. Even though they're satin finish, I'll probably run some polish across them, just for the cleaning aspect. Just for the cleaning aspect. Because they are dirty. They're dirty. Okay, well. Go ahead and do the frets and the fretboard. I'll take my pictures first. So yeah, I'm kind of sad. I'm happy, but I'm sad. It's bittersweet that I sold that Fender Stage 100. Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. I think a family member turned the heater on again. It's like it's going to be even colder tonight than it was last night. So I think it got down to 31 last night, and tonight's supposed to be 28. So all this week it's going to be progressively getting a little colder, a little colder, a little colder. Which personally I'm fine with. I like the cold, so. But that's just me. Okay, here we go on the bass here. hard on my back like nobody's business. You have to put some down pressure on it, so not a lot, but enough to get your work done, if you will. And if I go across it 2, 3, 4 times, basically non-stop, then that's quite a quick little workout. Yeah. Good upper body workout, if you will. Okay. Show you before, and we'll show you after. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, dirty. She was a dirty birdie. But now she's a clean birdie. Well, cleaner. I still got some work to do on it. And I'm not going to put new strings on it. The strings are on it that are there are pretty good. So I'm just going to put them back. Because if I put new strings on it, you know, then I'd have to be asking $250 on it, because then I'm starting to get to a point where I'm no longer breaking even on it. I'm not making any money on it. It's costing me money. And again, this is not a high-end bass, so having brand new strings on it isn't going to, you know, nobody's going to not buy it because I didn't put new strings on it. And if they want to put new strings on it, they can, or I can put them on for them if they want to pay for them. So I will give that person the option. I will just simply say the strings are older strings, but they're still good. But if you want new ones, I'm more than happy to put new ones on. But you buy them and bring them, and I will put them on. And I will be more than happy to do it. More than happy to do it. More than happy to do it. So I was finally able to download the movie, the Valentine movie that I told you about, this guy's about that I wanted to watch, that I was unable to watch, just for time reasons. What was it called? Love, Romance, and Chocolate? I'm pretty sure was the name of it. It was a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie. I'm a big Hallmark Channel, Hallmark Hall of Fame movie watcher, especially the holiday and seasonal movies. I love them, oddly enough. I guess, I don't know. Somebody told me once, boy, it's not very, somebody actually told me once that it wasn't very manly that I watched those movies. And that was coming from a woman that told me this. And I was like, it's a movie, you know, it's just a movie. How's a movie make me manly or not manly? It's just like most women would like a guy that likes to watch those kind of movies. But she was like, it's not very man. We weren't dating or anything. We were just kind of acquaintances, semi-friends. I haven't even spoken to her really since. We got out of touch. She was like, it's not very manly to watch this kind of movie. I was like, well, I like it. It's a big deal. It's just a movie. Not very manly. Okay, whatever you say. So if I'm watching Rambo movies and shoot 'em up movies, that makes me more of a man, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I like those kind of movies too, don't get me wrong. I like my Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and my Steven Seagal movies and my Dolph Lundgren movies and all that kind of stuff, but I do like the Hallmark movies and the Lifetime movies and the Ion TV movies too. You know, they're all kind of one and the same, or the same type of movies they put out. You know? But anyway, she was like, it's not very manly. I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Well, believe me, Captain Raymond is one of the best there is. I saw the Dakota through the Cardassian Wars. I don't think he's planning on losing her now.
Okay, we're about 2/3 done here on this Ibanez Ergodyne EDB 600 4-string bass that I got as part trade last week when I took back that Gibson Les Paul Studio. He gave me this bass to make up the $250 difference. And I had him do a food run for me, a $50 food run to make up the $50. So he was more than happy to do that for me. And yeah. So if I sell this for $220, $230, I'll be happy. And be done with it. Because this isn't something I want to keep because of the horn breakage on it. I had to glue this horn, literally cracked completely off from here on, and I've had it gluing for the past week. So, and the body and the neck are not made of wood; they are made of luthite, which is a composite material. It's Luthite, luthite, and it's just, like I said, a composite material. That's supposed to be relatively strong and lighter. Well, I got news for you. It breaks just as easily as wood. Because this one broke.
All I could think about was how close the Klingons were. She didn't seem that worried. No one else seems to be losing sleep over it. So why is it the only thing I can think about? I've been on the station and it was under attack plenty of times. But somehow the danger never seemed as real as it does here. Maybe it's because I spent all day seeing firsthand what the Klingons are capable of.
Getting done here. My back is starting to hurt from standing, so I gotta finish quickly. fret here in a second. Oh, mercy, my back. My back, my back, my back. Well, it's a lot better than it was, that's for sure. Take my after picture so I can sit down. Oh yeah, big difference. Whoa, let me sit down. Working up a sweat even. Oh yeah, that's much better. Look. Have a look, guys. Look at the frets and fretboard now. Perfect. It's a far cry from when we started. You can best believe that. Best believe that. Excuse me, I keep burping. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a burping burper tonight. I splurged and got myself a really good dinner at a local authentic Mexican restaurant. And I got a crap load of food to not only eat tonight, but to eat tomorrow night, and the next night, and the next night. Come on now. So, yeah, got chili relleno, 2 enchiladas, rice and beans. That's what I had tonight. Along with a fish taco and a bunch of other stuff. It was really good. The place is called Mauricio's. Really good, authentic Mexican food. Not gringo Mexican food, but real Mexican food. Real deal, the real deal. Real deal Mexican food. So again, this is a 2005 Ibanez Ergodyne EDB 600 4-string bass with active electronics. And that's what it is. That's what it is. No more, no less. Don't know what else to tell you about it other than that. I got it as part trade back for that Gibson Les Paul Studio from a couple of weeks ago. Or a week ago, actually. He ended up not liking the Gibson, but did like a Fender American Strat that I had, so I told him, bring the Gibson back, and providing it's still in the same condition, I will give you the Fender, but you're going to have to give me $250 cash to make up the difference, the value difference. He didn't have the cash, but he had this bass, and he did a food run for me to make up the $50 difference. So yeah, and that's it. That's all there is to that. I mean, yeah, you know. Yeah, nothing more to say about it than that. and he likes the Fender better, and so he's happy. You guys saw me work on the Gibson last night, and it's back up for sale, and for $750, and I'm more than happy to just simply resell it. It's not a big deal for me. I generally don't do buybacks or tradebacks or anything like that because I'm not a store. I'm just a guy selling guitars. So there is that part of it. But he seemed like a nice kid, so I kind of obliged him, which I rarely do. But I'm a pretty good judge of character, and he was a man of his word and brought the guitar back in the same condition, and that was that on that. Yeah, that's it. He was happy to take the Fender, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's all to say on this bass. There's really nothing more to say about it. Is what it is, and that's what it is in terms of this bass. And yeah. I'll clean this sucker up as I'm doing right now, and resell it for about $220, $230. And that's it. No more, no less to say about it. That's pretty much all to say about it. Really want to not touch the foam material has now become like styrofoam and not foam. So I can't touch it too much, or it flakes off. Like, not flakes off, it just comes flaking off, if you will. So you just barely touch it and it all flakes off. And since I'm not replacing it, I do not want to replace it, because everything I continue to replace on this guitar, on this bass, there goes my profit, a little less, and a little less, and a little less. And as it stands right now, I'm just going to break even on this bass, so I'm not going to make any money on it, because I gave them a full $220 credit on this bass. And in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have given him like $175 credit, because he did not tell me about the broken horn on it. He just brought it here one night and he said, "Oh, by the way, the horns broke off on it." Not just broke, but broke off. And I was like, oh God. But at that point I had already agreed to the I had already agreed to the $220 credit toward the fender, and I was like, you know, but whatever. I mean, if this were an expensive bass, I would be replacing that foam, but I am not going to. I will just tighten these screws down a little bit tighter, because, you know, when I started the video, the pickups were kind of jittering around, jostling around, and come on. Come on. The fudge. There we go. So I will tighten these screws just tight enough to make up that slack so the pickups aren't flopping around inside the cavity. Yeah. There we go. There we go. And that'll be it. Yeah. Again, I'm not going to make a killing on this piano. I wish it was a piano. On this bass. I'm just going to barely break even if I get $220 for it. Because that's all. If this were in perfect, I mean perfect mint condition, it would be $350. So they're not high end to begin with. So. But I will just act accordingly on this bass, and one more on there. Okay, there we go. Now they're a little tighter in their cavity, and there you have it. Now, since the body, the finish, the paint is satin, kind of satin finish, I am going to polish it because it's got, you know, shiny spots in it anyway, but I'm going to polish it to clean it because it's really dirty. So I am going to do that. So I am not worried at this point about preserving the satin finish on it, just for the simple fact of that I'd rather have it clean than anything else. So, and it's not going to do anything more to the finish anyway, because the finish is from this bass is from 2005, so it's not new by any stretch of the imagination. So there is that aspect of it.
So, how did it turn out?
So we'll clean it up and we'll make it look nice, and then it'll be nice. And yeah. So even when doing these satin finishes, and you're polishing it to clean it, you don't want to press down too hard, because then you'll put swirl marks in it, and then you'll have a clean body but with swirl marks in it. So you're just trading one problem for another. So you don't want to do that. You do not want to trade one problem for another. issue for another. All I'm trying to do is just make it cleaner, you know, get all the gook from, you know, sweat and dirt and all that stuff off of the body, and that's all I'm trying to do, if you will. Yeah, we're just trying to make it a little cleaner. Clean this puppy up. And that's it, you know. Make it look as nice as possible, and hopefully I should be able to get 220 for it, because it is a base that has active electronics. So that's a plus. So people will consider that when, you know, even though the physical cosmetic condition of this is by no means perfect, by any stretch of the imagination is it perfect or anywhere near perfect. So I'll have to stand up and look at it and make sure I didn't put any swirl marks in it, and see if there's any spots I need to redo. And I think it's all right. I think that's it, yeah. There we go, see? It's better anyway, yeah. That's all we're kind of going for, is better, not perfect. Because it's not perfect to begin with, so. It's definitely not perfect to start with.
The shell, losing sight of the shear. And I keep trying to make sense of it.
Okay, we'll do the back now, and then the back of the neck, and then back of the headstock, and then top of the headstock. And then we'll start, oh, I gotta clean the, the bridge, so we'll do that. Probably have to take that apart to do that, but that's alright. I will make very quick work of it, because it's only 4 strings, so. So yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty neat. All the electronics are good. Nothing to complain about for that aspect. It's a printed circuit board with 250K pots, mini pots, and yeah, that's about all there is to say about this. Excuse me. Other than that, that's about it.
1 minute your legs moving along just like they always thought it would.
Okay.
It changes everything. It makes you realize you're not who you thought you were. At the academy, I did really well in the battle simulations. I never had any problems. But when you're out there, life shows are detonating all around you. It's a whole different thing.
I'm gonna have to do this section over again because it's not cooperating. Shoot.
You know something? You're the first
I'm gonna have to do this whole center section again, actually.
the way everyone looks at me. I can't stand it. After the court martial's over, I'm definitely signing up for the next mining expedition. You're right. None of us may get out of this
So a lot of times with these satin finishes, you gotta, when you're wiping your polish off, you gotta go counterclockwise and then clockwise, up and down, side to side, diagonal this way, diagonal that way. So that way you get all of the micro pores and you get any swirl marks that you put in it out, if you will. Yeah. Another little spot right there I gotta do it over.
Decapitation has its virtues. Nice clean blow, sharp balance.
Shoot. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect anyway. I don't expect it to be perfect. The only shiny part is the back of the neck where you want it shiny. So other than that, but we're getting it, so I'm happy. Do the sides, I got to do the sides. Ooh, somebody really turned the heat on high, and I'm starting to burn up. But some people like it hotter than others. Not that it's hot. I mean, it's 65 degrees in here, but when you got a heater blowing on you, it's warm. Come on. Okay, so back of the neck. I'm going to take a little break and have a little snack of some sort. I don't know what yet, but something. A little something, something. Okay, back of the neck is pretty. Now I'll show you guys those.
Hidden inside is a super absorbent core that quickly turns liquid to gel, so I feel protected and pretty. Always discreet petite.
Back of the tuners. getting warm in here. I'm gonna have to turn the heater down. Somebody may have set it to like 80 degrees or something. The heater would have to run for 15 hours straight to get that warm. You don't want it that warm in here anyway. It's not like it's that cold outside. It's cold, but it's not that cold. Okay. The tuners look really nice. Really good, really nice. Really good and nice. Nice and good. And we can flip this bird over. Do the top of the headstock. And, which I'm not going to polish because it's a satin finish. So I will just clean it with the rag here. And we'll leave it at that, you know? Okay, now we'll do the top of the tuners.
So scared that all I could think about was doing whatever it took to stay alive. Once that meant running away, and once it meant picking up the phaser. The Battle of Agilon Prime will probably be remembered as a pointless skirmish, but I'll always remember it as something more. As a place I learned that the line between courage and cowardice is a lot thinner than most people believe. Wasn't sure whether to show it to you or not.
Anyone who's been in battle would recognize himself in this. Most of us won't care to admit it. It takes some courage to look inside yourself.
Okay, let's put the truss rod cover back on, which still has the factory protective plastic over it. But I will peel that off and expose the nice, new, fresh, clean, beautiful, see, finish on there. Because the base is by no means new anymore, so I'll take that off and we will put the truss rod cover on. Okay, there we go. Beautiful new truss rod cover, if you will. You can pretty much call it a new truss rod cover now that I've taken the protective plastic off of it. Yeah. I'm gonna get a fresh drink and I will be right back.
What's the threshold of the H2 molecule?
14.7 electron volts.
Third right
Okay.
Once the sawdust clears,
There we go. Be right back.
Voyager may not be as big as a Klasic ship, but she's quick and smart. Like a captain.
700,000 metric tons, 15 decks, computer systems augmented with bio-neural circuitry. Top cruising speed, 9.975.
Deck one.
Of course, I expect to get that up in a notch or two.
Sounds like you already know your ship pretty well.
I've been buried in Voyager schematics for the past 3 months. I can walk the corridors blindfolded.
You might not want to shut your eyes just yet. Captain on the bridge.
As you learn. It's bigger than I expected.
Schematics never fully prepare you for the real thing. Try not. Don't get too comfortable. I have more to show you.
Okay. Now what? The bridge. First, I'm gonna have a little snack.
Oh, no, thanks.
I'll fix that. Any word from Tuvok?
Not yet.
Should they have made contact by now?
We know he's aboard Chicote's ship. He's probably decided not to risk exposure until he has to.
Catching up with them. Even frickin' smart as Voyager. I've heard about a pilot who might make the job easier.
Who's that?
And that's my little snacky poop. My little snacky poop.
Make some mistakes,
My little snacky poop.
but everybody deserves a second chance.
I'll look into it.
If it's not too late, I'd like to recalibrate the navigational sensors. I think I can enhance the range.
Your coffee's not even cold. You're already making changes.
Excuse us. I love the ship.
So let's see, no questions in chat. Alright, we've been going on an hour and 15 minutes. Wow, that's it. Seems like longer, to be honest with you. Seems like 2 hours, but it's okay. Got my little chocolates, cocoa truffles from Trader Joe's. And I'm gonna enjoy a few of those. They're really rich, so I only have about 2 to 4 at a time. Otherwise, you start to go into chocolate, sugar, conniption fit. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Sorry. I actually bought this box Christmas. And forgot about them. But these keep really well as long as you don't keep them stored in your garage or something. Which my dad did once, and it got hot during the summer, and boom, he went to go back and get them, and they were one giant clump, melted clump. And he was going to throw them away, and I said, no, 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 don't throw it away. Just put it in the refrigerator,
5 days straight. 11 to 8.
and we'll chip it off and eat it. It's still good. Yeah, see, even on the side of the box it says store in a cool place. Place them at room temperature 66 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. 1 hour in advance, and savor their aroma and smoothness. I have one more. They are awesome. If you guys have never been to a Trader Joe's, I highly recommend going to one, seeking one out, and going to one. You will not be disappointed.
What do you think, Hanson? What's your opinion?
Highly, highly recommend Trader Joe's. I shop there at least once every week and a half. Yeah, without fail, I shop there. Okay, the bridge. Let's see what the bridge is going to do for us. I'm going to have to take it apart so I can clean it and polish it. So I'll take a before picture and an after picture.
It's programmed with over 4 million surgical procedures, 5 million, and a medical knowledge of over 3,000 cultures.
Impressive.
Did you call me to chit-chat, or is there an actual emergency?
Personality could use some work.
I'm designed to practice medicine as efficiently as possible. Small talk only compromises my performance. Thank you, Doctor. Computer, deactivate EMH.
I need to replace that on this camera. Okay. No, that's not gonna work.
Lieutenant Terry. I don't think we've met.
James, Anna, service number 860790.
I'm not security.
Okay. Take this pig apart, polish it, put it back, and then we will put the do the knobs, and then we'll put the bridge back and start the setup on this sucker. Screws in these are really long. My. I was like, what the heck? Is this one missing a set screw? What the what? What the what?
Weapon is out of the chains. You've sent me to the wrong time frame.
Interesting. No wonder the action is so low. I just now noticed the set screws to raise and lower the action height are missing. They're actually all 4 of them missing. That's not agreeable at all. I'll have to see if I have any set screws that'll fit in there. Dang, this sucks. Yeah, set screws. And these are all completely missing. Let me check the first one. Yep, they are all missing. I mean missing. I am not happy about that. That is a little disconcerting. I'll have to see if I have any set screws. If not, I'll probably just leave it, because again, I don't want to have to go buy set screws. I have to order them, and I don't think I have any set screws that length or size, so that would be an issue. I know it would be another 2 or 3 days on this project, and I don't want to have any more money into it than I already do. I think it'll be perfectly playable without the set screws in there. The action will be low, which is fine. I like my actions low anyway, as you guys know, to begin with, so that's not an issue for me with it. So that being said, I think it'll be alright. I mean, I'm gonna need my little tool. Oh, my backside is starting to hurt. Well, I'll tell you that, right, guys, right now. But I'll live, I promise. I don't know why the set screws are missing. That's quite strange. I mean, that is pretty weird. The set screws are actually outright missing, which means one of two things. One, it never had them from the factory, or somebody took them all out because they wanted the action set really low. And that's fine if somebody wanted the action set really low, but you don't need to take them all the way out. You just need to draw them out, you know? You don't need to completely take them out and away, you know? Because now I don't have the set screws, so it's like, okay. So I'm kind of not happy about that, but there's really nothing I can do about it at this point in time, so it's like, okay, well. Whew, really oxidized. But we're getting this cleaned up. Looks all purty now. Ibanez ERgodyne B20. I'll show you guys that in a minute. I couldn't show it to you before on camera because it was so oxidized. I was like, I couldn't, you know, couldn't show you. It was just really oxidized. So, that being said, Oh, excuse me. I got the burpees tonight. That's because of the Mexican food I had, but boy was it good. I'm gonna have more tomorrow
Complete self-diagnostic.
because it was good.
Turns out my ocular implants were malfunctioning. I'll have her have to consult him to start the
Okay. It's about as good as it's gonna get. I don't expect perfection because it's not perfect to begin with. So yeah, there is that.
Environmental and genetic factors. I've concluded that I am suffering from Albright-Saltzman syndrome.
So now I will polish, clean the saddles, individual saddles.
Susceptible to a variety of disorders.
True. But in this instance, we can safely say you're suffering from a mild case of sensory aphasia, a minor disruption to your neuroreceptors, neither rare nor life-threatening.
I was in need of a second opinion.
That's the danger of self-diagnosis. Patients always assume the worst. Is it clear? How do things look now?
Not your fault.
On
Well,
my way. Next time your human physiology fails you, don't consult the database. Just call me.
You are the database.
With 2 legs and a splendid bedside manner.
okay, 1 down, 3 to go.
Curious exercise.
Yeah, ping pong. You should try it. It's a great test of hand-eye coordination.
I don't require testing.
Yes, so the doc tells me. A visual acuity index of 99.6. You know, you'd be great at this game. Why don't you be my partner in the doubles tournament tonight? Chaplin was supposed to play, but he's come down with a nasty case of space sickness.
I'm busy.
Huh. Too bad. Well, I guess I'll have to tell Belong.
I gotta check something. I hear my carbon monoxide
Right back.
Is it working?
alarm beeping. I mean, it's indicating. It's not going off, but
Seven tournaments tonight?
it's indicating. Yeah, I need to go
Maybe in the
for a
next
second.
1900 hours. We'll
It's
get
not
a
good
little
when it's
practice first.
beeping, when it's chirping. It's not alarming, but it's chirping. I'll be right back.
You don't look well. Come in, please.
I'm sure it's nothing serious.
Symptoms?
Nausea, dizziness.
Looks like a simple case of space sickness. The third one I've treated today.
That's odd. We haven't run into any turbulence.
It's possible the inertial dampers are out of alignment.
Even so, I've been on some pretty rough rides. It's never affected me like this.
It happens to everyone. 20 milligrams of ibuprofen should restore your space legs.
I'll check the dampers. Double check your bio readings. See if there's another explanation.
Point? Sure. It's all in the wrist.
Score?
Take it night, Harry. What do you call that shot?
I'm reading temporal distortions.
Report. The temporal distortions are fracturing space-time throughout the ship.
Unknown. They appear to be emanating from Deck 4, Section 39.
We've already erected force fields, but none of them much effect. We can't find a way to stop them. They'll tear the ship apart. How much time do we have?
2 hours at most.
Go to deck 4 and find out what we're dealing with. Let's see if we can find a way to enhance the force fields.
An injection a day keeps space sickness away. You tried to be funny after treating 37 cases of nausea.
Gateway to sickbay.
Go ahead.
We found the source of our epidemic, temporal distortions.
I was beginning to suspect some kind of anomaly. I designed a treatment that seems to be inhibiting the symptoms.
Keep me posted.
Aye, Captain.
Image to the doctor. I've got a medical emergency in the mess hall. Vincent
You called me a few minutes ago. You said Ensign Manus was ill.
I did.
Yes.
Ensign Manus is right over there. He came in an hour ago. He looks perfectly normal.
Acute space sickness. Good thing you were here. I wouldn't have been if you hadn't. Temporal distortions. Doctor, this is all starting to make sense. In sick bay, it's 1,500 hours, 43 minutes. But in a mess hall, it's 15:36.
7 minutes earlier.
I did get a call from you. You just haven't leaked it yet.
Gauntlet black. Again. Before you say anything, let me remind you what happens to bearers of bad news.
Don't kill the messenger.
Go ahead, fire.
It looks like these space-time fractures are growing stronger. We're detecting temporal paradoxes throughout the ship.
Paradoxes.
Internal chronometers show it's 0600 on deck 9 and 0605 on deck 13. Time's passing more quickly in some parts of the ship and slowing down in others.
Maybe that explains why this coffee tastes like it's 3 days old.
The same thing's been happening in the mess hall. Food replicated less than an hour ago is already spoiled.
I've been working on a way to enhance our containment fields to keep the fractures from spreading.
I'll get a team on it right away. In the meantime, we should evacuate the affected areas.
See to it.
There's one other problem. Triple offline. We've been using the Jeffries tube.
Captain, get the temporal distortion intersecting this room. It's expanding.
Time to test your new containment fields.
This is where they're coming from. I still can't tell what's causing them.
Okay, all is well. It's just the battery was low in my smoke alarm. And it was making it chirp. You know, when the battery gets low, it chirps. It goes beep, beep, about every 30 seconds or every minute. And it takes a 9 volt, and of course I just put my last 9 volt in this. So I'll have to get a new 9 volt for my smoke alarm tomorrow. So I was going, oh man, maybe something was going awry with the heater or something. I was like, no, what's going on? But everything's good, so I will get new battery for it tomorrow.
More distortions? I don't think so.
Not a problem.
First time I saw these readings was 5 years ago. Voyager was still in dry dock, same rating, same location.
What caused it?
I never found out.
Losing structural integrity.
Everything is good. Everything is fine.
Abandoned ship.
Everything is good. Everything is fine.
Proceed to the escape pod.
One more.
Abandoned ship. Repeat. Abandoned ship. Rover in the pod for a heading of 178 Mark 4. We'll rendezvous in orbit of an M-class planet at those coordinates. Repeat. All hands proceed to the escape pod and abandoned ship.
Abandoned ship. That doesn't sound very copacetic, does it?
Identify yourselves.
No time.
Well, so all is well, no problem.
Special Agent
Guys and gals, no problem.
while his math whiz brother Charlie decodes the details. Family is the formula in numbers. All day Friday starting at 11:10 Central. Part of the day shift right here on H&I.
Paying too much for car insurance is like throwing money away.
it's working. Oh, it is working. I'm sorry. I was like, why isn't this working? Because these screws are so dang long. Okay, that's one down. One to go. Well, 4 to go. 3 to go, I'm sorry.
Natural smelling freshness. Febreze 1 neutralizes stale, stuffy odors and releases a subtle hint of fragrance like bamboo or lemongrass ginger. To eliminate odors with no heavy perfumes, try new Febreze 1. Brand powered, helping you buy better. As a teacher, your calling is always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders, you're giving them the tools they need to succeed.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Some people say dress your age, and that's ridiculous. Age is just
Okay, next.
how you show up for the world. That's what's real. What's your idea? I put it out there with the GoDaddy website. Did you know you can save money by using dish soap to clean grease on more than dishes? Using multiple cleaners on grease can be expensive and sometimes ineffective. For better value, tackle grease with Dawn Ultra. Dawn is for more than just dishes. It provides 3 times more grease cleaning power per drop, which cuts through tough kitchen messes, pre-treats laundry stains, and even tackles grease buildup on car rims. Tackle tough greasy messes around your home and save money with Dawn. Try using toothpaste that whitens my
Last
teeth,
one.
or one that's good for my teeth. Now I don't have to
It's a shame it's missing the
whitening therapy collection. Now with charcoal
screws.
it gently
The
whitens,
adjustment
plus it has a fortifying formula to protect your enamel.
screws.
Healthy, beautiful smiles forever.
I think I'm just gonna leave it that way. I mean, I don't know.
Generations of great steak delivered to your door. Hand selected for quality, flavor, and tenderness. 100% guaranteed by America's original butcher. Right now, the Omaha Steak Appendix Collection is only $59.99. A $194 value, 100 years in the making. Every Omaha steak is aged,
Well, that's not
custom cut by
cool.
master butchers and guaranteed to satisfy. You'll get 4 flavorful top sirloin steaks, 4 savory pork chops, 4 juicy chicken breasts, 4 Omaha steak
Ah, for Pete's sake.
gourmet jumbo breakfast, 4 caramel apple tartlets, a $194 value for just $59.99. Today, get more burgers and franks free. That's 16 total Omaha steaks, custom cut to order.
No, don't do that.
Butcher. You will love it. Get the best from America's original butcher. 5 generations of quality and our family's 100% guaranteed delivery.
Ah, for Pete's sake.
Money is the
Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to get my fingerprints on it.
so we made you some simple, free
I just polished it.
what you do today will affect your tomorrow. Which means you can make smart choices about how to spend your money and your life.
For some reason, I always think you'll remember. I'm Captain Braxton. This is Lieutenant Duquesne. We're aboard the Federation Timeship Relativity.
I'm no longer in the 24th century.
No. For you, it's almost 500 years later. We brought you here to help us solve a mystery. Someone, we don't know who, has planted a weapon aboard Voyager. It's designed to take the space station in a radius of 100 kilometers.
Okay.
You need me.
A little bit aggravated about that, but that's alright. It's
Space time.
so good.
Less likely to arouse suspicion. So far, you've been quite useful.
So far.
We've recruited you twice before for this mission. A fourth-degree temporal disruption. Your previous attempts to disable it have been unsuccessful. We are trying to catch the saboteur.
Oh, nice. Before and after is nice.
Suspect.
Not yet.
Do you know when the suspect?
Okay.
Them to appear in the future before you join
I'll pick this puppy up and put it back in, I guess.
This is 329, the Kazon.
our database indicates that Voyager was born twice. Period.
The Kazon are an inferior species. They don't possess the technology to create such a complex weapon.
We believe the saboteur infiltrated this time frame because Voyager's shields were down. It's the perfect opportunity
we're making good time. Hour and 45 minutes. Well, that's noisy, isn't it? Okay, bridge back on, and it is all copacetic. It is all copacetic.
This will detect any chronoton flux other than your own. And I'm authorizing you to use whatever force may be necessary. One more thing. Watch out for the gangways factor.
I am not familiar with that.
Your captain for sticking your nose in the dark, especially when it comes to time travel.
Captain Janeway is quite.
Alright, now I think we can put our
Major temporal incursion.
knobs back.
Who do you think had repaired the damage? Me. She's reckless. She has no regard for the integrity of the timeline. I asked for her help once. She refused. And I ended up stranded in the late 20th century. Have you ever been to that time frame?
No.
Well, I don't recommend it. After 3 decades with those post-industrial barbarians, I had to go through extensive rehabilitation before I could return to duty. Avoid contact with James. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
This will have cleared your board plans.
Alright, put these puppies back, I guess.
They'll die like the best. Ray Shields.
Time frame Saturday 49-123.5621 Delta Quadrant. Spatial coordinates 21 Alpha Prime 2926 Zeta. Target USS Voyager.
All hands to battle stations. We're under attack. Repeat. All hands to battle stations.
Okay, that's one. That's two.
Who are you? Big Poobah, Big Cheese, the go-to guy.
Give me a little smirk sometime.
He's in pain.
With the best doctor in this hospital here now. Let the master show you how it's done.
Three.
You Dr. House? You can never regret this.
Yes. House. All day tomorrow, starting at 11:10 Central. Part of the day shift on HNI.
Yeah, I'll take 2 social security cards, a passport, and a bank account number.
Every year, millions of identities are bought and sold on the dark web.
Thank you. Here you go.
Find out now if your identity has been compromised. Go to Experian and get a free dark web scan. Only at Experian.com/scan.
Do you suffer from back pain? Try Dr. Ho's Back Belt, a back pain solution that is now covered by many insurance plans, even Medicare. The belt allowed me to walk for the first time in a year without a gait. Dr. Ho's Back Belt is a patented decompression back brace designed to relieve back pain. It expands to stretch tight muscles and traction your lower back, all while providing strong support. If you have back pain, Dr. Ho recommends you try his belt, even if you suffered for many years.
Since I started using the belt, I felt almost instantly
folks. We're getting closer to putting the strings back on. What else do we need to do? Well, we got to put the back plate back on. I guess I'll just do that now.
If we make a mistake here, we can just do it over. But retirement planning isn't like that. You might not get a second chance to do it right. Personal capital can help. Planner that takes the guesswork out of retirement. Join for free. You'll get all these free retirement and investing tools. Plus this free 65 ways to retire smart. It's packed with tips to help you plan, save, and invest for retirement. Join for free at personalcapital.com/TV.
Return fire. Dropping spatial charges. Evasive maneuvers.
Shield down for 20%. Another Kazon ship is approaching.
Statement of engineering, we need warp engines. I can't give them to you. Not until I repair the containment generator. I'll need 10 minutes at least.
Captain, I'm picking up a strange reading on deck 4. It's a chronoton flux, .003. Any idea what's causing it? Not yet. It could be random interference from Kazon weapons fire.
I don't think so. I've seen these readings before.
Oh, my back is starting to hurt. But I will finish this space tonight, because I don't need to have any more man hours into it.
Not yet.
Relief vessel been disabled. Powers are restored. Lock status.
Oh,
Containment field's still unstable. Warp 2 is the best I can give you.
I'll take it.
okay.
They're not pursuing.
First time I saw these readings was over 2 years ago when Dojo was in Trinidad. Same reading, same location.
Okay. Flip this pig back over and put the strings back on. Oh, okay. Put the strings back on this bad boy.
It's no use, sir. She can't hear us.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Lower the force field.
Stay connected. You have met. Utopia Planisha.
He was taking me for someone else.
Oh, I don't think so. Here you are, 2 years later.
I'm gonna wash my hands because I don't want to get my grubby grubs on it as much.
Survival mission.
Who are you and what are you doing on my ship?
Don't say anything. She can't hear you, sir.
My designation is irrelevant, but I assure you I have no hostile intentions.
Somehow I don't find that very comforting. Are you working with the Kazon?
No, I am not.
I'm detecting biomechanical implants. They have a Borg signature.
Stay away to the bridge. Scan the vicinity for Borg ships.
Did you say Borg?
Do it. You will find none.
How did you get here?
I'm no longer Borg.
And who are you?
I can't answer your questions.
Good.
Why not?
It would be a violation of the Temporal Prime Directive.
You're from another time.
Yes.
No.
Who sent you?
I
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Voyager is in grave danger.
I'll be right back again.
An active sabotage. I've been sent here to stop it. The intruder has already boarded the ship. Please, your lives depend on it.
I'm not going anywhere until you tell me what's happening.
My name is 7 of 9. I'm a member of your crew. Rather, I will be a member of your crew. I've traveled back in time to try to prevent a disaster that will destroy Voyager.
Get her out there. I'm trying.
Let's see if I've got this straight. You're a war drone, attempting to prevent a disaster that won't occur for another 3 years.
3 years, 6 months, and 2 days.
Does this make any sense to you?
Like most time paradoxes, it's implausible, but not necessarily illogical.
Captain, when you take me from the war, you're going to tell me that part of being human is learning to trust. Trust me, now.
Lower the force field.
Hey. Okay. Next string.
Captain Janeway's assistance.
Now my hands are clean.
Intruders in Junction 52 gate. Gate sabotage.
My hands are clean and nice.
Get that alien dialect in order. Good block. Beg your pardon? 'Cause Star Trek is coming up next.
That's what I say. I say kapla too. I know a little Klingon.
Which one should I use?
And cling off. Cling on and cling off.
Crest Gum and Enamel Repair. Cleans below
Yeah,
the
you
enamel
betcha.
and helps repair weakened enamel. Gum and Enamel Repair. Look for a $2 coupon in this Sunday's paper. Boy, the dentist. Have you seen my wife?
If you think it's scary going to the dentist, just
Okay.
because if you don't
Dry
have
lube the nut a little bit.
the bill can be really expensive. Just a simple cleaning can cost over $150. And things like root canals can cost hundreds.
Okay. Dry lube the nut.
But now you can get dental insurance for about $1 a day.
And now, one thing I always do, especially with bases, the eyes of the string, the little eyelet on the end, I always have those eyelets setting like this. Not like this, not like this. I always have the eyelet set straight because the string wraps around it like this. So I always make sure my eyelets are nice and straight when I tighten or put tension on the string. Just because.
Looking to simplify your skincare routine?
So we'll
That's
put a little
why
tension
Personal
on them,
Tools try
and
Total Effects for a 7-in-1 solution. Its unique formula is packed with vitamin B3,
make sure the
E,
eyelets
and C to
are
naturally renew skin cells for a visibly
straight as possible. You know, they don't have to be 100% perfect, but I like them to be pretty good.
to improve 7 key areas of visibly
I like them to be
healthy skin.
pretty
Save
good.
time and money on your skin routine with Olay Total Effects, brand powered, helping you buy better.
Okay.
Lower the temporal disruptor.
It's on. I'll activate it. Lower your weapons.
in it. Okay, make sure the okay.
I have no wish to sabotage Voyager. Remodulate the transporters. Find a way to cut through the interference. I'm sorry, sir. Take command of this vessel.
Okay, check all my eyelets, and all my eyelets are straight. I'll show you guys what I mean. I'll bring the camera down and show you instead of tell you. Get my rag out of the way. It's not pretty to look at. Okay.
He's traveled to another time frame. 2 years earlier.
Transport me to those coordinates.
That would be your fourth jump.
I'm aware of the risks.
Okay, I need to get a little more above it.
Thank you for your assistance.
Okay, now see how the eyelets are all straight. The eyelets. Okay, they're all like that instead of like this or cattywampus one side or the other. So that's what I mean by my eyelets straight. And most bases have, you know, unless they're back fed or something. But otherwise, even guitars, I'll have the eyelet straight because it's just a thing with me. And I find it actually does help a little bit with the ability to keep the guitar in tune. Plus the string sets better in the back of the bridge with the eyelet like that. Because if it's a little bit crooked or something and you go to tune it and it moves or something while you're playing it, then your bass will go instantly out of tune. And you don't want that. So there is that. There is that issue. Oh. Okay. We'll go ahead and plug this baby back in and start tuning it and intonating it.
Intruder alert, deck 2.
Explain. No time. You must apprehend him. He's trying to destroy Voyager.
7 of 9, status.
I am incapacitated. Sensory aphasia.
Stand by.
Okay. Start tuning this bad boy up. And then I'll end this video because I am now starting to not feel well because of my back, so there is that.
Disable strike order. He's trapped there. 7 of 9 is pursuing him. She is efficient. She will succeed.
Ever notice how
It's pretty low. It's actually kind of high. I'd like it a little lower, but very strange. The action on these, I mean, actions on bases are typically higher anyway, but yeah, it's all good.
We'll be sending you to stop them.
So now we will do the intonation.
I'm going back in time to stop Braxton. But you won't any
I rested him earlier today. But don't worry. They'll all be reintegrated in time for trial. Excellent. Right, figure when all this is over, there'll be just 1 7 of 9.
Alright, let's get started before my head gets any break.
Perfect. wish those set screws were there, but I don't know. And you know, to be honest, if this bass were in perfect condition, no break, perfect sponges in the pickups, and had the set screws, I'd probably keep this bass. Because, I mean, it's got 0 fret wear on it. Well, not 0. It's got maybe 2 to 3%, but that's pretty good. Beautiful. This bass is beautiful. Pretty awesome bass. And I'm going to call it done. I'm tired, and I'm gonna quit this video. Next commercial break on my show. Which is right now, so we'll end this video just now. We'll end it now. Okay, here we go, folks. Here is the finished 2005 Ibanez Ergodyne EDB 4-string bass, and there you have it. The frets and fretboard are perfect now. Pretty nice, pretty cool. I'm happy with it.
So thank you for joining me on this video, on this again Ibanez 2005 Ibanez Ergodyne EDB or BD. EDB. I always get that mixed up. Always. EDB. It's my dyslexia showing through. EDB 600. Again, Ibanez Ergodyne EDB 600 4-string bass, active electronics, and it turned out pretty nice. I'm happy with it. So thank you for joining me. And this is brought to you by Guitar Center of Glendora. And thank you for joining me. And we will see you next time. And happy guitaring.